What's going on? It's not Thursday.
What the hell?
How did I get
Where's
here?
where's my hat? Where's my shades?
Where's your
going
shirt?
on? Oh crap, I'm naked. Yes, folks, that's because we got some breaking news and we didn't feel that we could wait until Thursday to
Just
talk about this, to bring this to you,
$1 short.
you. and you may, I wouldn't want you, who knows how closely you follow all this wrestling news. I didn't want you tuning in on Sunday and being like, what the punk happened?
Right.
Just get you prepared. We don't want you to have a heart attack. So yeah, some big news, huge news dropped. Pasty, inform them as you informed me. Actually, why don't we just we can read
I have
the
to send them all a
WWE
Facebook
sent out.
message? Is that what I got to do? And inform them like I informed you?
Just read it right off the damn WWE.
All right. Damn, we talk a lot, yo. The breaking news is I found the seamstress in WWE 2K18.
Yes, you did. I thought that was awesome.
No wonder she thinks she can run her mouth. She's getting royalties for this game. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's more than the 205 live cats are getting. Shit. You got it, or do you want me to read it?
No, I'm on it. I got it. Breaking news! Kurt Angle will return to action and replace Roman Reigns at the WWE TLC. AJ Styles to battle the Demon, Finn Balor. Due to medical issues impacting two WWE superstars scheduled to appear at WWE TLC, tables, ladders, and Jodes. Streaming live on the WWE Network this Sunday, this special event will now feature Kurt Angle competing in a WWE ring for the first time in more than 11 years as he replaces Roman Reigns. In addition, former WWE champion AJ Styles will replace Bray Wyatt and face the Demon, Finn Balor. A WWE Hall of Famer and the current general manager of Raw, Angle will join forces with Raw Tag Team Champions Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to battle the daunting combination of Braun Strowman, IC Champion The Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, and the Big Red Machine Kane in a tables, ladders, and chairs 3-on-5 handicap match. The showdown between the Demon and Styles is one that the WWE Universe has been wanting for a long time and would much rather see on a WrestleMania pay-per-view. This promises to be one of the most exciting matches of 2017.
We'll see what they do with it.
Yeah, to me it hurts it because there's no story, there's no build-up, they're not even on the same fucking show. So unless AJ is going to drag Balor back to SmackDown with him, this is pointless.
Yeah, see, I guess the fact that there's no build-up for AJ, to me, for AJ versus Finn Balor is not a big deal. I'd take them in a match where it's like, even a WrestleMania match, where it's just like they got great respect for each other, they think they'd steal the show, put them in there. But even that, I guess, has some kind of build-up or something. I just think they should have been prepared for it.
They should have already had a solid rivalry in WWE.
Yeah, and they're coming up.
I
mean, obviously, I hate to blow anybody's mind, but they come up with ideas for matches in advance. You know, obviously they still have time to talk over the match and do everything, but they could have had other spots picked out, other things worked out ahead of time going into this. The biggest thing for me is like I told you, Pacey, when you first sent me this breaking news, when you first broke the news to me, which we found out about it at night last night, folks, and I'm sorry we didn't jump up and start recording then. We thought
I wasn't at home at the time I found out about it anyway. I was out running some errands. So
I was at home, but I was already in bed, and my son was in bed, and my dogs were in bed. But my biggest problem is, okay, so I'm going to glance over, and we'll get back to the fact that you already knew there was a possibility Bray wouldn't be able to make it. And we're going to get to
after they confirmed that Bray would be there. We had said that
our
on the
thoughts
podcast as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to glaze over, and we'll get back to my thoughts on why Roman isn't going to be there. But you lost a heel that's in one match, and you lost a babyface in another match. So now you have a babyface in a match without an opponent, and you have heels in a match that need a replacement for an opponent. Obviously, it's a group thing, but nonetheless, why wouldn't you just take Finn Balor and put him in with the Shield guys and have him wrestle them, and then throw together? They're great at throwing together some stupid fucking 205 match or some stupid undercard match that nobody cares about.
Oh, you can't do that because the IC title or the IC champions in the main event. Never mind.
No, yeah. There are no more titles to throw around other than Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar could. Brock Lesnar could fucking wrestle, but of course that is short notice to let him know, and he's just one of those people. He needs to know in advance. He's gonna do that. But why not do that? Why not put Finn with that? Explain there's medical issues going on, and then make a couple matches go longer. Maybe that's where, like Pasty, like you said, they didn't have any other stipulations. Throw in a chairs stipulation to the one. Throw in a table stipulation, and you can drag that out a little bit.
Right.
Changing a match into a hardcore match by just adding
chairs. You don't need to have
chairs
10 matches on a pay-per-view. You can just run it with fewer matches with longer running times even.
So, there's things they could do. They could have got rid of that one match, the Finn Balor Bray Wyatt match.
And it's
because that one I feel it had to have.
WWE had been planning a plethora of different backup plans for if this did happen. And to me, this seemed like
one they had.
Right.
What were your initial thoughts, Pasty, when you first heard this?
My
before
initial
you even sent it to me?
I didn't even want to watch the pay-per-view anymore at this point because everything that had been built up is now ruined. And now I gotta watch some just sewn together shit. And
hey, you still have Rich Swann and Caprice Coleman against the other two.
Caprice
fucking
Coleman?
Jack Gallagher.
That's not even a name.
No, Caprice Coleman is. That was Cedric Alexander's tag team partner in Ring of Honor. Sorry, I got them mixed up there. They're both very generic. You still have that match to look forward to.
Put a UK championship match on the bill in place of it.
Why not?
Do that.
Why not? We'd love to see them.
To me, they're ruining building up Kurt Angle's return.
That'd be difficult because you got to fly people in from overseas.
Right.
That's rough. I can understand why they wouldn't be able to do that unless they just happen to be waltzing around fucking Minnesota. Which why the fuck would you do that?
They often do that. Pete Dunne always in Minnesota. It's his favorite place to be. You can find him at the food court in the Mall of America.
Pete Dunne loves a Juicy Lucy, man. He'll eat up a Juicy Lucy.
And we're talking about your mama, not the burger.
Ow!
Ah! Shit. I don't know. I'm going to watch it, obviously, because it's my job. And right. I'm still excited. The more it marinades in my brain, the more I'm like, this could be good, even though it's gonna be stupid.
Right. Well, I mean, we posted that on the Beef Sticks Facebook page. It's like, yeah, this screws up all the storylines. The Shield reunion is screwed up.
Yeah.
And the Pumpkin King versus the cross-dressing Queen is now fucked up. But you arguably have a better match. Well, actually, you do have a better match in Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
But those two are going to work together amazingly. They've worked together in the past and done an amazing job. In fact, AJ Styles took the IWGP Championship off of Fergal Devitt and kicked his ass to WWE and then took over the Bullet Club. So there's history there and everything that they're not building up. And then Kurt Angle, first of all, Kurt Angle, 100 times better wrestler than Roman Reigns. And I do respect Roman Reigns at this point in his career. I respect him. I don't love watching him all the time, but I respect him. Yeah. Kurt Angle's 100 times better. And so arguably these are two better replacements, but they fuck up the storyline. So it's like, okay, when I go back 5 years from now and rewatch this and not pay attention to the storyline and I'm just skipping to matches, it may make for better matches on rewatch. But coming up to it live, like you said, it's taken all the wind out of their sails now.
And my biggest worry is, it's this viral meningitis outbreak. Bo Dallas had it initially. They're taking precautions because Bray's his brother. Bray is his brother, and Bray wound up with it. JoJo doesn't have it according to sources, but there's a fair chance that she does. if Roman Reigns got it, which I know you don't think he did.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. That's just not my first thought. But go ahead. Keep going.
What are the odds that Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, that they all have it, and Braun Strowman?
Kane, Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
You know, the fucking wicked seamstress that hates Matt Hardy. Anybody.
It's
which, by the way,
it's strange to me why you wouldn't just even cancel. I don't know. You can't really cancel pay-per-view.
This is hilarious, and I just thought of it. But if WWE had a sense of humor and was paying attention to all the social media shit, what if they replaced Roman Reigns with Matt Hardy as a zombie, like in zombie makeup, and that seamstress got her wish, and she got dead Matt Hardy replacing him or joining the main event.
That'd be great.
I'd like to see dead Matt Hardy in the main event. It's like they're like, here you go, you got him.
What if she's the one passing out the meningitis backstage and she was only meaning to give it to Matt Hardy?
Right,
but the Shield needed new shirts that week.
Matt Hardy was broken. You can't infect a broken mind, man. The 7 deities protect him from meningitis. One of the 7 deities is just an anti-meningitis viral fucking thing. That's just one of the 7. That's what it is. That's the deity, is anti-viral-linity. This is a little off topic, but I once had a gal, she told me, she's like, you're a very viral man. I was like, you can't say that. She's like, what? I was like, you mean virile, right?
Virile.
Yeah, like you can go. And I was like, yeah, virile. Don't go around telling women that I'm viral. You're a very viral man. You said that wrong. Damn it.
Hey, I was a very virile 5-year-old, said Daniel.
Right? He was. So you brought up my thoughts on Roman Reigns. I brought up my thoughts on Roman Reigns earlier. So immediately when I heard this, it's like, okay, we've heard about Bo, Bray, and JoJo, and they, we've already kind of had that going about, and apparently WWE knew about it and was taking precautions to try to make sure it didn't go around. Meningitis is bad. It is viral. It is catchy. So so that's good they were doing that. We heard nothing about Roman Reigns, and they didn't even play off like making him seem injured in that cage match. Like if they thought maybe he had an injury that would hold him off, or something was going on that they'd have to pull him, they would have at least sowed the seeds of the cage match is a perfect place to do that. Sow the seeds of a really bad injury. They didn't really do that. My immediate thought, and I hate to think this because I hope the best for everybody. I'm a recovering addict myself and everything like that. So my first thought was a wellness violation, even if it is just for pot or whatever. My first thought was, damn, he got pegged with another wellness violation. My second thought was that he got injured in the cage match, which is still a possibility. I got to be honest, meningitis was like my third thought.
Right.
For some reason, even though it was in the same news break, my first thought was wellness violation. Second thought was injured in the cage.
I just wonder how many more superstars after this fact are going to be pulled from live events and shit. Because
that's the thing. If it is contracted. Yeah, if it is a meningitis outbreak, it could really hurt Raw, especially during these brand split years. It just seems like it seems like they were so caught off guard with the Roman Reigns thing, and that's just what kind of makes me think that it's not the same thing as the meningitis. But it could be. It very well could be.
Yeah, and they make no reference to illness whatsoever in their message on the WWE website. They just said that these people have been replaced for reasons unknown to man.
It does say two. It says due to medical issues impacting 2 WWE superstars. So it implies that Reigns is medical. Maybe it's medicinal marijuana. I don't know. So it might not be. It could very well be that he's injured. I mean, this is not the way I want to see Roman Reigns get replaced from a main event. He doesn't always belong in the main event scene. But
there's a lot of more of us Minnesotans who are buying tickets to TLC now that the matches have been changed.
Right?
It's not driving me to the box office, but
I don't have a box to office anyways, man. My box is empty.
It's kind of sad to me that TLC still has not sold out in Minnesota.
So I'm just trying to, I'm going here right now, hitting the old Google machine. And trying to see if there are any updates, any even rumors. I mean, there's not going to be any real update, I don't think, but there could be rumors. Everything seems to have been 20 hours ago or so. So we're really late to the news floor for our breaking news. For our first breaking news segment, we're behind the ball. But that's all we. This is from a podcast that I heard that routinely starts, 8 minutes late. So there you go.
I like your coffee mug.
You like that? Just got Kylo Ren there, and it's got Crush the Resistance.
Nice.
How about that little penguin cat? What do you think about that penguin cat?
Penguin
that hangs out with Chewbacca. Have you seen any of the trailers for The Last Jedi?
No.
Oh, well, they got a couple trailers out. Go check them out. There's a penguin cat. Looks like the cutest fucking thing. It's going to sell a ton of toys.
I'm getting to the point in my life where I don't want to watch trailers or anything. I just want to be excited for the concept of a movie and see it without knowing anything about it. Just like
see, and I'm sitting over here
I'm a Spotify guy, so when new music comes out and if a band releases a single, I won't listen to it. I'm going to wait for the album. Otherwise, I'm going to be really into this single, and the album still doesn't come out for another 3-4 months, and I'm pissed.
I'm over here planning whenever I get my video shit set up for Fantastic Fables to do trailer reactions, because that seems to be the thing now. And I have my own reactions to them. And I usually don't watch the trailer reactions right away, so I can have my own. So let's discuss the elephant in the room. His name is Dumbo. He performs for me in the circus. He's a great owner. So you touched on this before we went on the air, and of course WWE has been proclaiming Kurt Angle's going to wrestle for the first time in 11 years in a WWE ring, and people are worried about do we want to see this angle? He hasn't had time to prepare, anything like that. For people that don't pay attention to anything outside of WWE, Kurt Angle has been doing nothing but wrestling since he left WWE. He was multi-time TNA champ. In fact, Kurt Angle put on a lot of his very best matches in TNA, had amazing matches against said AJ Styles and others. So he's been an amazing performer. He also, I believe he still wrestles not a lot, sporadically, since he's been rehired to WWE, just in indies and various shows like that. And I have to believe when he signed on knowing he's going to wrestle again. And he's been training this whole time. So I'm not too worried about, and you know what? I'm going to say that, number one, I'm not worried about a ring-rusted Kurt Angle. But a ring-rusted Kurt Angle is still going to wrestle better than 95% of the guys on the roster now anyway. So I'm really not worried about that myself personally. Some are, though. Some are worried about that.
Into it. That's my biggest complaint, is there's nothing leading into this. Why does it have to be these
That's what's
names?
Hurting it is the storyline.
Yeah, Kurt Angle, I mean,
especially because these are the
it does let me hold out
the
hope.
two biggest storylines going into TLC.
Right. It does help me to hold out hope that maybe at Survivor Series it's Team Angle versus Team McMahon, with Shane McMahon leading his team and Kurt Angle leading his team into battle, which would be great. Don't get me wrong, that would be great. And if that's what this leads into, but I feel like now that Kurt Angle is wrestling once as a call-in, he shouldn't be able to stop. There should be no stopping. What if Kurt Angle shows up on SmackDown on Tuesday to teach Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn a lesson on behalf of Shane? That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be. And you brought up, and I honestly, until we were talking before this, it never even clicked in my head because I'm horrible with this brand split and who's where and why people exist. But, they're bringing in AJ Styles from SmackDown as a replacement. You got enough people on Raw. You don't need to bring AJ in. The only reason I can imagine they did that was just because they wanted to give you the best I have to imagine they wanted to give you the best match because you're going to be disappointed anyways.
Yeah.
And they were like, AJ, Finn Balor, fucking book it. The question is, though, I guess, does Finn Balor have to come out as the Pumpkin King now, or does he save that for Bray Wyatt?
Since
we don't want to see
the Pumpkin King can't come out till next Halloween if he doesn't come out here, but since they've announced it, it's been back to the original demon paint. So I don't think AJ Styles is getting fight the Pumpkin King.
And I'm thinking, like, to me, AJ has to lose this because he's a SmackDown guy, and it looks bad if it looks bad if Finn Balor loses this one and then beats Bray Wyatt. Not that they've ever been worried about beating Bray Wyatt, but so I almost think AJ has to lose it. But to me, AJ on SmackDown is a bigger commodity than Finn Balor on Raw. So how does that make AJ look either?
Yeah,
I don't know how you book that. I don't know how you book it. The whole match itself is going to be awesome. What I would do, and I'm an old school NWA, AWA guy. What I would do is I would let these guys wrestle to a time limit draw. Most non-title matches are 30-minute time limit. Go out there and put on 30 minutes. Don't do the mistake of saying over and over again, remember this match is 30 minutes, and by God, they've been wrestling for 22 minutes. And don't have the announcer say, with a 30-minute time limit, because they don't do that anymore anyways. WWE makes up their rules as they go anyways, so it's not going to hurt anything if after a half an hour they say the bell rings and even the announcers are like, what happened? And then they're like, due to a time limit. I don't know. To me, that's the best way to do it, because they're both faces. You don't want either of them to win by shenanigans.
Right.
Do the Bludgeon Brothers come out for no reason? Did they follow AJ there and they attack AJ or Finn Balor to help their former guy? Like, I don't know. Does somebody interfere? Finn Balor doesn't have beef with anybody else right now. Interference wouldn't make sense. Unless you pull a huge audible and bring in a female from NXT and have her be the real Sister Abigail, then she could come in and interfere, I guess. And be like, you thought it was Bray, but the whole time it was me.
Or what if the news about the viral meningitis broke out and WWE's like, let's run with this. Let's make it think that we're pulling Bray off the pay-per-view. Put AJ Styles in there, and then Bray comes out as Sister Abigail and destroys both of them.
Great. They could be working all of us smirks.
I still don't think they're at that point yet. They're getting closer to that point, but they're not at that point yet.
They do it here and there, but yeah. Cheese and pickle sandwich for breakfast, huh?
Yes.
Yum.
My son is sitting over there with cheese, mayonnaise, and pickle sandwich for his breakfast. I just looked over. I'm like, oh, he didn't want. I'm doing the show, so I couldn't cook for him. So I look over. He's got a cheese, mayonnaise, and pickle sandwich. Yum. God bless the bastard.
I'm going to probably do a peanut butter English muffin.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to drink coffee. I have a hard time eating anything right now.
I'm drinking Coca-Cola because you pushed me into this. And now we're here.
Now we're here. So the question is, you know what? I don't know much about meningitis. I know it almost ended Brock's career. I keep saying that, and I keep forgetting to look it up. So I apologize if there was something else that was the thing that took Bray out of UFC at the beginning, his first run. Because I keep saying I swear it was meningitis, though. But I don't know how, like...
Most people with viral meningitis usually get better on their own within 7 to 10 days. Initial symptoms of viral meningitis are similar to those of bacterial meningitis. However, bacterial meningitis is usually severe and can cause serious complications such as brain damage, hearing loss, or learning disabilities.
So that's what Brock had, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Or I'm still just making up.
Hang on.
Actually, right now I'm going to put in Brock Lesnar and see what it says. But yeah, so that would make sense if Brock had the bacterial.
No, he had diverticulitis. So that's completely different.
Diverticulitis.
There you go.
What's another itis? Don't say completely different.
It's completely different.
It's an itis.
Man, we've been leading people astray all week
on
that one. I should have been searching
I don't think diverticulitis was the thing that took him out of UFC, though, was it?
I remember them actually talking about it, now that I read the word. I'm like, oh yeah, that was it. That was the word. I didn't think it was meningitis.
It does say, yeah, that actually doesn't stand out to me as what it is, but it would make sense. It's similar. Vitus, you know. Okay. Do we have anything to discuss? I don't know. Like, it's how does this affect the Shield reunion going forward? Do you think?
I don't know. It's weird. It's very bizarre. It depends on how long Reigns is out, really. It depends on how long Wyatt's out, really, about how much it affects his storyline. I would really like to see AJ come out, pull off a surprise win, and then have Balor chase him back to SmackDown where Balor's at the rest of for now. I think Balor could do some good things over there. And he wouldn't have to finish this fucking ridiculous feud with Bray Wyatt.
I just, and you know what, really, to me, it throws off, like I said, it's a whole, I mean, obviously, the Bray Wyatt Sister Abigail thing is just a psycho parody. It's Norman Bates. He is Norman Bates, and Sister Abigail is Mother. They cinched it in, taking a line right out, one of the most famous lines right out of the movie when Sister Abigail was like, he wouldn't even harm a fly. Mm-hmm. That's straight out of Hitchcock's classic. So number one, kayfabe wise, so like in storyline wise, he can't have got ill because he can't have got ill. He should be somewhat supernatural. He doesn't get meningitis.
Meningitis gets him.
But yeah, I just don't know how. I mean, do they just drop the whole Sister Abigail thing when he comes back and just make us pretend like we didn't do it, didn't know it existed? They've done that multiple times before. This
I almost
be the
think
first
they
time
should
they've done
save
that
it for something much later down the line. I feel like this whole feud with Finn Balor could have waited another 2 to 3 years to happen. Because as a mainstream WWE fan base, we hadn't got to know Finn Balor and the Demon and what they represent. You know, they could have built each character up for years before having them collide into each other, and it would have came out much better than it is right now. And so I think they should take this opportunity and run with it. And Balor should chase AJ back over to SmackDown because they can run with that storyline through WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't. It leaves so many more questions and answers, obviously.
Right.
Here's something from 11 minutes ago. I'm gonna click on this and see if there's any new stuff or it's the same thing. But yeah, it just leaves us with so many questions. And you know what? I think it does two things. Like you said, we've all said it takes the wins out of the sales. So it could lead some people to not want to watch it, but it could get more people talking about it. Like you said, ticket sales have spiked. Maybe it's bringing people. Maybe it's going to bring more viewers in to see what does happen or what's going to happen. Or maybe it doesn't get any more viewers to the pay-per-view, but then it'll get more folks watching Raw to see what the funk is happening on Raw. Like, what's the deal? Maybe they haven't heard about this, but then somebody will say, Reigns wasn't there and Bray Wyatt wasn't there. And we got something here talking about big changes for Monday Night Raw following the pay-per-view. I'm going to skim it real quick and see if there's anything worth passing on to you,
all right,
the viewers and listeners.
While you're at that, I just want to take a moment to bring up to the viewers, let's talk about WWE 2K18. I purchased the game yesterday. I think I'm in love with it. Especially with the fact that you create a character in the beginning. It takes you like 10 minutes to create your character, and then you got to unlock stuff to make him what you want him to be or what you want them to be. That's amazing because it lets you dive into the game and not spend 6 hours making a wrestler. What's also amazing to me is, man, this is the best My Career mode since like the PS2. Like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. You can actually run around the locker room and talk to various wrestlers and backstage personalities, including that damn bitch of a seamstress. She's in the game, she makes your costumes, and she wants Matt Hardy dead. What I want to know is your thoughts on the game. I know I haven't been able to play any of the online mode, Road to Glory. I go in, I sit, I wait for 10-15 minutes for an opponent, and it doesn't come through. I really want to play that mode because this is supposed to be the most streamlined online WWE game mode so far. And yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Have you got to play Road to Glory? What are your thoughts on my career? How about the universe? I haven't even got into that end of things yet. But I know today I'm going to be downloading some ridiculous wrestlers like I always do, and I'm going to toss them into the universe. That's always fun for when we get the guys over drinking and fighting. Batman versus Santa Claus.
So one thing that I just read, here, which I don't know. It was reported from Sportskeeda, which reports a lot of stuff, and I'd say they're probably 50-50 or so. They're not the best, but doesn't mean they're horrible. It said that with Bo Dallas has the meningitis, but that Bray and JoJo have the mumps. So I don't know if I buy that. That'd be super coincidental.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden they have the mumps when he has. So that I don't know about that, but whatever. Take that as you. I guess it doesn't change anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything big as far as we can tell. Medical issues. Illness is preventing. So I don't know. I mean, I guess the best case scenario is that all three of them have meningitis and they'll just get over it and be back with us. But this just has to be, I can just picture Vince McMahon. He probably hasn't slept since Thursday. He's steaming. He's pacing. He probably hasn't eaten. The man is a monster, especially when shit goes wrong. And this is huge. Like we said, these were the two biggest matches, and it's just affected both what you would call main event matches, I guess.
Right.
That they've spent time building up. So, I mean, you know, maybe they just make an extra long PowerPoint.
There you
just
go.
let old boy, whatever his, I can't even remember who it was.
Oh, God.
One of the 205 Live guys, Drew Gulak.
There you go.
There you go.
Put
Finn in the main event with the Shield, and then have Drew Gulak do a second PowerPoint on meningitis and how to avoid it.
Right.
Should have done that earlier, motherfucker.
Shit.
It's all Drew Gulak's fault. When you look back at this pay-per-view and you say, God damn it, it was screwed up, it's all Drew Gulak's fault. Let's not let Drew Gulak get out of this one. I got to weasel his way out of enough shit. Poor Drew Gulak. Do you have anything else on the subject?
No,
I don't.
really.
This doesn't have to be a long thing. This is just breaking news. Us updating the fans on what's going on and giving our opinions before the pay-per-view. Because I feel it really hurts to see what happens at the pay-per-view and then look back on it in hindsight and say, well, this, whatever. We wanted to give you all our feelings right now.
And hey, anytime anything of this caliber happens going forward, you will get one of these breaking news segments. Maybe next time we'll try not to go over 30 minutes. But
it doesn't matter.
You get what you get.
They can tune in at the beginning.
We like our time.
If they just want to hear the news, they can tune in at the beginning and then tune out. And if they want to hear some of our banter because they miss us during the week, stick around for the rest of it, and we'll tell you how we feel about it. I think 30 minutes is a pretty good time slot to stop in for breaking news. People ain't going to click on our link just for a news flash for 5 minutes. I would hope not. They can just find that on fucking Facebook.
Right.
But, so folks, there you are. It was our first little thing. We scrambled. We don't, we're not professional or nothing, so we don't have shit going on. But we do it for you. We do it for you. We know you're interested. You're curious.
The people must
And we
know.
have stuff to talk about. We have stuff to discuss. And why not let you in on that discussion?
So yeah,
let us know how this is affecting you. Let us know what you think of the pay-per-view coming up, if the changes are going to hurt it or help it. Give us your rumors on why they're actually out. Was Roman in a four-way with Bo and Bray and JoJo? We'll never know. No, we might know. Funny thing, they all have the same hair, all four of them. Does that mean something? Where's the fashion police to pick up the clues? Yeah, let us know. Put it in comments in YouTube. We're gonna share this on Facebook. Go ahead and put them in comments there. Email us. Find us on Twitter. It's Beefstick CSB.
Patreon.
You can email me, FatMacBSP.
Style.
You go on Patreon and let us know what you think.
We gotta go funny.
And then donate some
where
money.
You can go fund us. And every dollar goes right back into the company, folks.
Let us know how this is affecting y'all and what you think of it. We'd love to hear it. We would love to hear. And then we can, any comments that you send us, we'll read back on this upcoming show about what y'all thought going into it. Or let us know afterwards. You don't have to do it before. Let us know afterwards how you felt about it. And we'll read your comments on the air. Call you out.
All right.
So that's all I have. I love everyone like a lovesick puppy.
Hey, you know I love you more.
All right, you folks have a great weekend and enjoy WWE TLC.